I'm Quinn, and very recently I saw Catching Fire, which features Jeffrey Wright, who was the Felix Leiter for both Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. And when I watched this, I was thinking to myself, where does he rank in the Felix Leiters? So I decided, in honor of him being Catching Fire, to rank all of the Felix Leiters. Number 9, I think most people can agree on, and that's John Terry from The Living Daylights. I think the two main problems with this character is that him and Dalton have no chemistry, A, and that B, Bond just openly gets pissed off at him at times in the film. He doesn't do anything that makes him stand out at all. He's an annoying character. He just overall doesn't do anything that makes him memorable at all, and the connection between the two just isn't there at all. You wouldn't even know if they were friends if you haven't even seen these films. Number 8, it might be harsh having him this low, but that's Norman Burton from Diamonds Are Forever. It's not as much that I don't think that him and Connery have a great chemistry, it's just I don't think that this man would ever actually play Felix Leiter. Like, he doesn't look the part, if I guess you could put it that way. And the other problem, not that he's bad, it's just the other characters are better, really, and that's not his fault. It's just I think he gives a slightly wooden performance. Number 7, I know I'm going to pronounce this guy's name wrong, so I'm just going to go with it, and that's Cecil Linder from Goldfinger. This character, more than any other Felix Leiter, has always been a question mark for me. I've always liked him, but I just think they give him sort of a goofy role in this film, trying to, I don't know how to put it. It's just something feels off. These two people have a good chemistry, but I just don't think it's there as much as the other ones. And I think that they try to make Felix more of a silly character in this film, and I don't necessarily like that. Number 6 is a character I've always been fond of, and that's David Hedison from Live and Let Die. This guy, I think, suits the Bond films perfectly. I think he's a great character. I think him and Roger have a great overall chemistry. I love how they bring him back for License to Kill, and I think overall he's a great character. Saying that, I think they don't use him as well as they should have. I feel like if they used him more and gave him more of a screen presence, then he could have been the best Felix Leiter of them all. But as of right now, he's number 6 on my list. Number 5, I think, is the weirdest Felix Leiter of them all, and that's Rick Van Nutter from Thunderball. I'm probably the only one who will ever think this, but I think they try to make him more of a silly character and try to make him, I guess, a dumb version of Connery, if that's a thing. And I like it, but at the same time, I think it's kind of annoying and overdone. Like, he first walks into to Bond's hotel room, they just make him look really stupid. And I guess they're trying to be funny, but it's not really, and it kind of distracts you from an otherwise good character, but I just think they misuse him by trying to make him more of a silly character. Number 4, I think, is by far the most misused Felix Leiter, and that is Jeffrey Wright from Quantum of Solace. The fact that he's in this film to begin with is questionable, seeing as he doesn't do that much, but I feel like they could have made him more of a bigger part of the story, seeing as he appears so many times in the film, and that bothers me how there was such great potential for this character to be used widely throughout the movie, but they just don't use it, and it annoys me how they didn't even use him in Skyfall. I feel like this guy is a really good Felix Leiter, it's just they didn't use him the way they should have. Number 3, I think most people can agree, is at least a top 3 Felix Leiter for everyone, and that's Jack Lord from Dr. No. I think him and Connery arguably have the best chemistry of any Bond to Felix Leiter in the entire series. I love how right from the first movie they introduce the Felix Leiter character and how they sort of bring him back every so often so that we're reminded of him. But I just think this original beginning Felix Leiter was incredible, and I love how they use him, how he's kind of mysterious at the beginning, but I think he's a great character. His inclusion in this film is very well done, and overall, he's a pleasure to watch in this film. Number two, from what I understand, is most people's favorite Felix Leiter, and that's Jeffrey Wright from Casino Royale. This guy is just so good as Felix Leiter. I can't really pick anything that's wrong with him. He and Craig have a great chemistry. I think he works great in this film. It's believable when he's playing poker, and I think it's really a great casting from the director. I really think that this was just a really good Felix Leiter. But saying that, there's one guy I like more. Number one, I think, no question, is the most believable Felix Leiter, and that's David Hedison from License to Kill. This guy has always been a favorite of mine ever since I first saw License to Kill. For the longest time, I didn't realize him and the guy from Live and Let Die were the same person. I just think he's so much better in this type of Felix Leiter, and I think it truly proves that if you give any of the guy who plays Felix Leiter a chance, they can make him really their own character. I think him and Dalton, it really shows what the Felix Bond relationship should be, and I think these two play off each other in such a great way. I think having an entire story based around this character was very well done, and although it was the last movie for Dalton, I think it was a great send-off, and I think it really fits his hardcore personality. I think David Hedison is a big part of that. He really makes you believe that he is Felix Leiter, and that's what I love about this guy in this role. I just think he's perfect. Next week, we're going to be doing a comparison of the Bond films, and I'm not going to tell you which two they are, but think of the two most related Bond films in the entire series, and that's it. So I know you guys are probably going to disagree with me with my list. Please leave a comment below, tell me your list, and I'll see you next time.